Welcome back to another F123 video, guys. For this video, we are back on F123 and we're going to be starting our Jenson Button career mode series. I've been waiting to do this one. I've wanted to do a former Formula One driver career mode. We're finally getting it started with F123, and I've went with Jenson Button mainly because I wanted to see if we could, how quickly we can win another World Drivers' Championship with a former Formula One champion. So let's get straight into this one, and I hope that you guys enjoy. Now, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section if this style of career mode, if you want to see more of this style. So what I was thinking is actually doing 35% races for my career mode and then doing multiple races within an episode rather than just a single race per episode. So I don't know how that's going to work out. We can do short qualifying as well, just to sort of make it a little bit longer. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see one race per episode, or if you don't mind seeing 3 races, for example, per episode. Right, no offense to Jenson, but I don't know if I'm just bugging, right? But I feel like Jenson pretty much looks like this default character. Maybe they made him based on Jenson Button, I don't know. But he looks pretty close, so we'll go with it. Okay, sadly, we can't actually use Jenson Button's number on the career mode because he actually uses the number 22, which is currently being used by Yuki Tsunoda. So because of that, we're going to go with basically the closest number to that, which would, I mean, technically 19 and 25 are both like 3 away. So I guess we could just go with 25 instead. Okay, so I've taken a look at some of the former teams that Jenson used to race for, and Williams was the one that caught my eye the most. So we're going to be driving for Williams. So not only is this technically a, you know, road to second championship for Jenson, but it's also a road to glory, I guess, for Williams as well, because we'll try and stick with him as long as we can. And we'll choose Alexander Albon as our teammate. Oh, we've got a new car reveal scene. Okay. This actually looks sick. This looks way better than the one we had before. Okay, now that was a sick car reveal. However, I feel like for driver career modes, maybe we should have like the actual driver there alongside the car. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Williams bringing upgrades that actually works. Oh, okay. Well, sure. That's a bit different. Okay, first qualifying session. Ready to go. Sitting behind my teammate. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a tow from him. I don't think the tow is similar to real life, though. That's the only issue. Because in real life, I think we'd be in the perfect spot for the tow. 31-0 from Lance Stroll. Okay, that's the banker for us. Well, to be fair, Aston Martin should be pretty quick compared to us in the Williams. But we'll see what sort of time we're doing. So far, we're going green, which is kind of obvious since it's our first lap. Okay. So a 30.7 on the banker for us. We'll quickly check what Albon's done so that we know where we are compared to our teammate. 30.5. So he's a couple of tenths quicker than us. Not ideal for a banker, but there's still a lot of places that we can improve over the course of this qualifying session. So let's move on. Okay, final lap. Final lap of the first qualifying. Got a bunch of space as well. Hopefully we can nail this lap. Let's go. I've just realized that the DRS activation point isn't actually in the right spot. Oh, I lost a little bit of time from the exit of turn 10. Turn in just a little bit too late. That's qualifying over now. And we're going to be the last car that crosses the line. And we're improving by a lot. We've got a lot less fuel in the car as well. There we go. We're going to improve by roughly about 6.5 tenths. Let's see where that's going to put us. Cross the line. And it put us as P9, I think. Let's go. P9 for our first qualifying session. I'll take that. Okay, so P9 in our first qualifying session, beating Alexander Albon by roughly 3 tenths of a second. That is a pretty good start to our career here at Williams as Jenson. Let's see if we can follow that up with a good race as well. Okay, so let's check out the starting grid for the Bahrain GP. We've got Charles Leclerc taking the first pole of the season, followed by Sergio Perez on the front row. And then for the next row behind them, we have Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso starting in P4, with Russell and Lewis Hamilton starting on the third row. Behind them, we have Sainz and Pierre Gasly, with ourselves, Jenson Button and Magnussen behind them. And then we have Stroll and Alexander Albon behind them. We have Zhou and Ocon as well pairing up. We have Bottas and Nick de Vries as well, with Tsunoda behind his teammate with Norris, Hulkenberg and Oscar Piastri lining up at the back of the grid for this race. Okay, then so we have 20 laps here at Bahrain. We're gonna start on the hard compound of tires and then end on the mediums, so that we can be quicker towards the end of the race. Apparently doing more laps on the mediums is actually quicker according to this. Okay, well, we'll stick with this and see what we can do. As for the fuel, we'll turn it down just a little bit. And let's hope we can actually score some points in our first race back in Formula 1 as Jenson Button. Let's go. All right, then, guys, here we go. First career mode as Jenson Button on F1 23, and lights out and away we go. Getting a somewhat decent-ish start here on the hards, but guys around us are on sauce. Oh, absolutely sending it on Hamilton. I just meant to go down the inside of Gasly, but we end up going through on Hamilton, and we've gained the position on him up into P7. What a start. Gonna go defensive here. Let Hamilton know that we will defend the position on lap 1, but it's gonna be hard since he's on the sauce. So yeah, actually probably just better to let him through, because we'll just lose too much time fighting, to be honest. Now Gasly started on the hards along with us, and he seems to be quite far back, so yeah, I definitely think we got a decent-ish start so far, lap 1. Okay, the top guys are sort of breaking away from us, especially on the softs. Not ideal. Alonso started on the hards as well, so he's had a much better start to this race than we have. But the Aston Martin is quicker on paper at the moment, so I guess it's not the best to compare ourselves to what the Aston Martins are doing. I think right now our fight will just stay with Gasly and trying to keep up with him as he sends it on the inside. I mean, it's not really helping us if we're battling right now. If anything, we're just going to lose more time to the guys ahead. Looks like Bottas and Zhou have both managed to get Pierre Gasly on that straight. So yeah, him battling with me hasn't really paid out for himself. Oh, that was very, very close. Oh, but we get a lot of sliding on these tires out of that corner. That's kind of compromised us heavy here. But luckily, we somehow managed to keep ahead of Zhou. Oh, we've got yellow flags. Don't know what's going on. Could be our first retirement of the Grand Prix. It is. It's one of the Mercedes. Let's find out who it is. It's George Russell as he slows down in the middle of the track. He's going to be the first person to retire in the season. Mercedes not lasting very, very long at all. Oh god, that turn two, we just get a boatload of oversteer there. Not ideal. That's actually going to allow Zhou to go down the inside and compromise our run through turn 3. Seems as if the spot behind us is currently going through like a musical chairs match or something. It seems as if every time I look behind me, there's someone different behind me. As our teammate Alexander Albon has made the move up on Gasly as we drift through turn 10. I don't know when Albon is planning on pitting. I kind of don't want to let him by. I want to make sure that I've got the priority. All right, some of the soft tire runners have gone into the pits. There's Alexander Albon. Oh my god. That DRS is overpowered, man.
They race me so hard.
Okay, so yeah, some of the soft tire runners have gone into the pits. Honestly, I think it might be smarter for me to go a few more laps on the hards and then pit for the softs rather than the mediums. Because the AI were able to go 10 laps. That's half the race on softs. So yeah, let's go a little bit longer and then pit for the softs. I think that's going to be the better play than going for the mediums. We've actually gained a significant gap on the guys behind us as well. We've got Signs as well, who will sort of act as a bit of a roadblock for them for a couple of laps. Or maybe a lap. He's probably going to be catching up to me quicker than the others are catching up to him. Yeah, even quicker than that. Literally only half a lap and he's already on us. So yeah, there goes Signs. Break a little bit early. Just to let him go. Whoa! Perez. Super aggressive for turn 12. Almost caused a bad incident between both of us. Same with Hamilton. I'm literally going in the pits. Okay. Well, the AI moving crazy as usual. There we go. We're in the pits. Okay. Yellow flags going on. I'm not really sure why though. Oh no, it's our teammate. Albon's out of the Grand Prix. He's just pit as well. But we've got 7 or 8 laps now to push on these softs and catch back up with the people that we were battling with before. Here we go. Gonna go around the outside of K-Mag. Oh, that was tight. We managed to get it done around the outside of K-Mag. There's quite a big gap between ourselves and where we were. Seems as if the undercut is like super powerful on this game, so we're gonna have to try and focus on getting the undercuts in future races. There we go, get past the freeze very easily. Gonna get past him before the braking zone. All right, here we go. The final lap of the race, and softs just haven't worked out the way that I was hoping that they would. Yeah, we've not even really gained much on Hulkenberg ahead of us. We've pretty much been matching each other's times, and he's on the hard, so... Yeah, not sure how the AI were able to carry the softs at the beginning for so long. But for me, they died out pretty quickly, so... Yeah, that's kind of ruined our race here. To be honest, I don't really know if staying on the original strategy and going for the mediums would have been much better, to be honest. I guess we would have been in a better position because we would have pitted earlier. But yeah, Charles Leclerc takes the Bahrain Grand Prix as we have a massive slide out of turn 10. I'm just trying to keep our position here in P13 because it's not been the greatest start in terms of race conditions here. We had a pretty good qualifying in 9th. But then yeah, I feel like as soon as we went onto the soft tires, that's when we lost out on things here. And just to put cherry on top, we've now got rear wing damage going into the final corner. So yeah, I have to say it's been a pretty poor performance from ourselves. I think it was mainly just the decision to go onto the softs that really screwed us, but here we go, we'll finish at P13. Okay, yeah, so we fell down the pack quite a bit. It seems as if the pack of Valtteri, Lando, and Ocon, they seem to get great stops and manage to make their way up the field, whereas guys like us fell short, finishing in P13 there for our first race. So no points yet for Jenson Button. However, at least we did finish because our teammate and George Russell DNF'd and didn't finish this race. So lots to take away, and let's move straight into the next one. Okay, so yeah, the first race was pretty poor. We didn't score any points. 13th overall when we started in P9. Ideally, should have been scoring points there. But Jeddah is a track that I feel like I'm probably stronger at. So if we can qualify in a decent position, we should be pretty good for points in this one. We're actually going to make some upgrades finally. I think the beam wing's probably the best. Just want to go with the cheapest ones possible as we check the graph as usual. We want to improve the ones that are the worst, which is the chassis and the aerodynamics for this car. So yeah, that's what we're going to do for now. Just improve those as quickly as we possibly can. And then yeah, we can work on the power engine another time. It's a Mercedes one. So honestly, it should be good for a while, to be honest. Okay, so here we go, guys. We've got qualifying here at Saudi Arabia. Pace is looking okay-ish from what I did in practice, so we should be looking for a pretty decent result here in qualifying. Going to be aiming once again for the top 10. Oh, you're kidding me. What a start to qualifying. Right, so we have to wait for 3 minutes, which means we can't get out straight away. We should still get all 3 runs, though, in qualifying. All right, then, guys, here we go. First lap in qualifying. Got to make sure that we set a pretty good banker here so that we can at least give ourselves some decent momentum for the rest of qualifying. This is the first time that I've actually used light fuel and soft tires here. So it should be good to see what kind of lap times we can do in this Williams. And as you can see, all the curbs have been updated at Jeddah, which it looks really nice. The curbs are a lot more realistic compared to what they were in the previous game. Okay, so far the lap has felt pretty decent for a banker. Seems as if Alex has just finished his lap and he's in P18. So we're going to be the final person to do the banker lap. Of course, we had to wait for the fuel system pump thing to be fixed. Let's see what our banker is. We're going to cross the line. It's going to be a 129.7, which puts us in P7. Might turn up the AI just a little bit for the race. Maybe we might do 110 here for this one, just because it seems as if, just like in F122, the AI around Jeddah just aren't naturally as quick. Also, I've got a custom setup that does feel pretty comfortable at the moment, so that could be another reason as to why I'm quicker, because at Bahrain I actually didn't use a setup. I used the default setup with just the brake bias and the differentials changed, so maybe that's why the AI seem a little bit too slow for me at the moment. Okay, looks like we've picked our spot perfectly here. Most of the cars are currently on a lap, or at least close together with each other, whereas ourselves and one of the McLarens are pretty far off to ourselves. So yeah, we picked a nice little spot, nice little pocket of clean air that we can really use to push on this lap. This is going to be the final lap of qualifying, of course, only a minute to go. That AlphaTauri has actually not come out, so they're finished with qualifying. Let's see how we can do on our final lap. Not bad through turn 1 and turn 2. I'll take it. We can just get turn 21 or turn 22. I don't know what turn this is. I can never remember. But we get it absolutely spot on there. Could just nail the final corner. We do, and look at the amount of time we gain. This has got to be top 5. In a Williams as Jenson Button for our second qualifying session. We're going to finish P4. Let's go. Yeah, we're definitely going to turn the AI up for this one. So we're going to be doing 110 for the race. Don't get me wrong. I don't think 110 is going to be, you know, significantly quicker than what we've got here. But, I mean, look at where Alexander Albon qualified. The Williams isn't really supposed to be doing that well around here, it seems. So we'll turn it up to 110, and hopefully we get a much better race than what we have here in qualifying. P4, though, we should definitely score points in this race, unless we mess it up. Okay, then, so let's take a look at the starting grid for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. On pole position, we have Max Verstappen, followed by Carlos Sainz starting on the front row, I believe for the second time so far in this season. And then behind them, we're going to have in P3, we have Charles Leclerc, followed by myself in P4 on the second row of the grid. And then we have Hamilton and Perez for the third row, followed by Russell and Fernando Alonso. And then we have his teammate Lance Stroll and Lando Norris in P10, followed by the two Alpines of Ocon and Gasly. Then we have Kevin Magnussen and Bottas in P14, with Hulkenberg and Oscar Piastri in P16. And then we have Tsunoda on our teammate in P18, Alexander Albon, followed by Zhou and Nick de Vries. Finishing off the grid, let's get into the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and hopefully we can score some good points. Oh, very interesting, actually. What I'm going to quickly do is we're going to check the race director, because I want to see what tires everyone's starting on. So it's mediums for Max Verstappen, followed by softs up until myself, and then Lewis Hamilton and George Russell for the Mercedes running on hards, and then it is literally soft tires all the way down to Oscar Piastri, and then the back three are on mediums as well. So pretty interesting tire choice from everyone else. All right, here we go. Just about to line up on the grid. Gonna try and park facing a little bit more to the right. Try and be super aggressive going into turn 1 so we can potentially get this position over Charles. Hamilton shouldn't be that much of a bother, to be honest, because he's on the hard. So we'll have to wait and see. Okay, we didn't get the purple parking. We got the green this time. Hopefully we get a good launch though, because that's gonna be the difference here. All right, then guys, here we go. Jenson Button career mode episode, well, part 2, I should say, for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Lights out, and away we go. My God, what a start from Lewis. He's on hards. He should not be getting that kind of grip off the starting line. What is Hamilton on right now? Somebody check the files for Lewis. Okay, like, I know I turned it up to 110, but Nah. What a start from Hamilton. We can't even say it was a bad start from ourselves. It's just, it was an absolutely insane start from Lewis. And he's actually pulling away as well. Okay, Perez can actually, if I can actually stick with Perez a little bit here, he could actually drag me towards Hamilton. We're going to use up a little bit of ERS just to try and keep up with Perez here. We do have Alonso behind us and Russell as well. Both cars that are pretty quick in a straight line, but we do have a Mercedes engine, so we should be pretty decent ourselves. All right, there we go. Perez trying to go around the outside of Lewis. He's on the softs. He should have the grip. He gets power down, and he's ahead of Lewis. Lewis has fallen back down into P5. Can we actually get these softs to sort of pick up some pace and catch up to that DRS? Because that's going to be quite important. I'll need to use some ERS if possible as well. Maybe our setup that we've gotten from time trial just isn't really that quick in the race due to the lack of straight line speed. Going to defend pretty nicely here as Russell gets a pretty good exit with the toe. He might actually get past. He does, and he's probably going to get past us too. Look at the straight line speed these guys have with the toe. God damn, 110 has not come to play with us. They are super quick. Hamilton is 2 seconds, nearly 3 seconds ahead of us, and I felt pretty comfortable in qualifying as well. So this is way quicker than I thought. I don't think our lack of pace is due to just our ability to drive. I think it is generally just our straight line speed, because in the corners we're doing fairly well, but as soon as we get to the straight line, as I had to leave a little bit of space there because George has put his nose in, we just can't compete. 5 seconds in 4 laps to Lewis. What? George Russell tries to send it into turn 21 or 22, whichever turn it is, and he actually lost out about 4 or 5 positions thanks to that. Desperate to get past us, and it's really cost him here. It's given us a little bit of breathing room, but again, with the AI's straight line speed, that's not really going to last long. Here comes Lando. Going to take the outside line into turn 1, because that's going to give us the inside line for turn 2. You know what? Might even be a good idea. Whoa, Lance, what are you doing? Might actually be a good idea to pit now. There we go. We're in the pits. Pitting for the mediums. And I'm hoping that this can give us some sort of undercut that we can use against the AI. All right, the mediums feel really good coming out of the pits. Obviously on this game, we don't have to worry as much about the cold tires, because they grip up really easily. So let's use a little bit more of our ERS here and continue pushing, because I want to try and make as much of a gap as possible to the guys ahead. They should be pitting soon. I've noticed that they're able to keep the tires for a long time, but I still feel like some of them should be pitting within the next 2 or 3 laps. Okay, looks like we've got some guys in the pits. Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, most likely. Well, maybe not Verstappen actually, because he started on the mediums. Maybe it's Perez. And we've got quite a few guys going into the pits here. Let's see where we end up compared to them. Again, our straight line speed not the best, which is has been hurting us here. But yeah, Norris is 3 seconds behind us. So we've built up a little bit of a gap by doing that undercut. So it's worked a little bit. We just need to keep pushing out until the end of this race. Got roughly about 9 laps to go. Sergio Perez with the fastest lap, 29.4. I'll compare that with my own as Alexander Albon finally hops into the pits. We're almost 2 seconds a lap slower than Sergio Perez on the same compound. Okay, very interesting choice from Verstappen. Started on the mediums and opted to go for the hard tires instead of pitting for the softs and going until the end. And he's come out in P5. As we get a yellow flag, please tell me there's someone ahead. Is it someone ahead? No, it's behind us. It's Lando. He's slowing down. Lando Norris is out of the Grand Prix. Is it going to be a safety car? It's a VSC. There we go. There's our first safety car of the season. We didn't get a safety car in Bahrain. I think we've done really well with that VSC, because the gap behind us is bigger than what I thought it was. Ocon just under 4 seconds behind. That's given us a lot of breathing room that we can use to keep pushing. Oh, I'm hoping that one of the guys in front have an engine failure or something and can DNF. I want to gain an extra position. It's not going to be easy. I don't think we've got the pace to catch up with Fernando. So if we're going to finish any higher than P7, it needs to be through a DNF from one of the guys up top. Oh, looking at the leaderboard, Verstappen gets past Hamilton. So it looks like him going onto the hard tires hasn't made much of a difference. Or maybe it has. It's going side by side with Hamilton. I keep seeing it change. It's a feisty battle. Maybe one of them can crash into the other one. Give them some damage. That might allow us to catch up. What an exit from George. It's not even DRS time yet, and he's already side by side. There you go. George Russell's ahead. However, we've got DRS this time. A bit of understeer there. Wait, what? What? Oh no, I don't know what's happened there, but we didn't get DRS even though we were behind at the detection point. Unless they've made a new detection point, I don't know. That's given Ocon P7. He's gained 2 positions thanks to that. I thought we had played the DRS chicken game perfectly there. Oh, this is an intense battle here. Whoever loses out the most is going to be in P10. And whoever gains the most is going to be in P7 by the end of this. Using a little bit of ERS here because this is going to be the final lap. I need to be ahead. Here we go. We're catching up to Esteban. But look at George Russell. He's literally pushing us along. All right, we managed to get DRS this time. That's fantastic. We needed that. Ocon goes super defensive. It's the final lap of the race. We're going to overtake him. George Russell behind us. He's going to go through as well. Oh my God. What a send from Ocon. He sends it. But luckily we managed to catch it just before we ended up going into the side of him, getting any sort of damage. Oh, that's good. Hopefully Ocon has one of his slides coming out through this next left-hander like he always does. That's going to give us some time. Oh no, we're the ones who have the snap. This is so intense. We're going to be leading into the 3 DRS zones with a lack of straight line speed as well. This is not the ideal situation. I didn't think this one fully through. But you know what? If we could just stay on the defensive here, we might be able to pull through. Oh, we had to go slow through that corner because Ocon was looking for the send. Sergio Perez wins the Grand Prix. I believe he started behind me. So I think he was... Well, I think he was anyway. I can't remember. What place was Perez in? Don't remember. But it looks like, thanks to that impatience from Esteban, we've managed to defend just enough to keep our P7. It's not the amount of points I was looking for at the beginning of this race, but luckily it's points nonetheless. Wait, Max Verstappen was weaving through. He lost 2 places. He qualified on pole and finished in P3. If anything, it was Sergio Perez who weaved through the traffic. Okay, I have no idea what these commentators are on when it comes to driver of the day on this game. But Sergio Perez starting in P6 is my driver of the day personally, because P6 to P1, very good drive from him. We do fall down. We qualified 4th and finished in P7. However, obviously, I did turn the AI up for the race, so that kind of does explain things a little there. Our teammate finishing in P16, so yeah, he gained some positions, but obviously the points lie with us. If we take a quick look at the standings after the second race, Sergio Perez now leads Charles Leclerc by 4 points with 41 points. We're now on the leaderboards ourselves, just behind Fernando Alonso and pairing up with Valtteri Bottas and Esteban Ocon with 6 points. So not bad there. That does put us in P6 in the championship. Obviously only 2 races in. We'll see where we end up towards the end of the season. That's going to be it for this episode of Jensen Button career mode. If you guys did enjoy it and you want to see more videos like this, smash the like button. I would also like to thank everyone who is currently a channel member for supporting the channel. If you do fancy supporting the channel other than just watching and liking and subscribing, make sure to check out the join button down below, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.